Today I'll be talking about Xerneas, the first legendary and final pure fairy-type Pokémon introduced in Gen 6. It's also the box art legendary of Pokémon X. Barring fairy form Arceus, it's also tied for the tallest fairy-type Pokémon with Galarian Weezing. By extension, that means Xerneas is the tallest pure fairy-type Pokémon as of the filming of this. To explain why I'm so excited to talk about this Pokémon, we'll have to do the previous PYC dates backwards, meaning we'll start with the 10th cycle date and end with the first cycle date. The dates are August 23rd, 2023, October 21st, 2020, December 20th, 2017, February 18th, 2015, April 18th, 2012, June 17th, 2009, August 16th, 2006, October 15th, 2003, December 13th, 2000, and February 11th, 1998. Which, as many of you know, is my birthday. But not just any birthday. It's my actual date of birth, meaning Xerneas is my birthday Pokémon. Because I was born within the first year cycle, this will never change. It will always be my birthday Pokémon. I'm happy we're finally talking about it. I love that it's the blue box art legendary, as blue is my favorite color. Other than this, I most know Xerneas from 4 places. 1, I know it on the box art of X, as well as the reveal of X and Y. 2, I know it as a featured Pokémon in Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction. 3, I know its name was used to inspire the name of the YouTuber Vernias, who I most know from Party Crashers. 4, the infamous Twinkle Tackle animation Xerneas has in the Alola games, which is often shown to argue the poor animations of the 3DS era. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Xerneas, the life Pokemon, whose number is 0716. This is active mode Xerneas, this is what it looks like. This is neutral mode Xerneas, this is what it looks like. Type is Fairy. Ability, Fairy Aura. Gender ratios, gender unknown. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is egg groups, no eggs discovered. Hatch time 120 cycles, and egg not obtainable. So, for those of you new this generation, the whole thing with the hatch time, I assume this is like a data thing, but like it's not, you can't actually get an egg for Xerneas. Height is 9'10" or 3 meters, weight is 474 pounds or 215 kilograms. Base experience yield is 306, leveling rate is slow, EV yield is 3 in HP. Shape is that, Pokedex color is blue, and base friendship is 0. Xerneas is a fairy-type legendary Pokemon introduced in Gen 6. While is not known to evolve into or from any other Pokemon, Xerneas has 2 forms, which change depending on its status. When Xerneas is in a battle or a Pokemon contest, it is in active mode, and its horns are multicolor. Otherwise, it is in neutral mode, and its horns are cyan. Along with Chespin, Fennekin, Froakie, and Yveltal, Xerneas was one of the first Gen 6 Pokemon to be revealed to the public on January 8th, 2013 as part of the Pokemon Direct broadcast. Xerneas is the game mascot of Pokemon X, appearing on its box art. Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde are often collectively referred to as the Aura Trio by fans. Biology, Xerneas is a quadrupedal, stag-like Pokemon with 4 pairs of antlers. Its coloration varies slightly depending on whether it is in active mode or neutral mode. Regardless of mode, its main body is always black with a blue stripe down its back and a short, bushy tail. Starting at its knees, there is a blade-like trim around each leg, which forms a point under each hoof. There is an upside-down, V-shaped marking on its chest in the same color as the trim on its legs. Its head and neck are blue, and there are 2 large tufts that extend onto its chest and curve upward. Its first pair of antlers extends onto its head and curves around the underside of its eyes. The eyes are black with X-shaped pupils. There is a short marking on top of its snout, and an upward curving horn on each side of its head in place of ears. Xerneas is said to represent life and rebirth. It has the power to share eternal life using its horns, which shine in 7 colors. Xerneas can use its life energy to create vast forests and restore life to them. It can infuse both humans and Pokemon with energy and vitality. Notably, it can alter the rare Alpha Pokemon to enter a more powerful, anomalous Alpha's state thanks to its life energy. According to Mabel, Xerneas can command an unlimited amount of energy. Because of this, she assumes that Xerneas could induce rogue Mega Evolution in the presence of Mega Power. Xerneas is known to be drawn towards life energy being unleashed or affecting the ecosystem, such as the Mega Power emitted by Ange. It is highly respected by the ancient people of Kalos for its role in giving life. According to legend, Xerneas is known to have rescued wounded Pokemon during an ancient war. Both Xerneas and Yveltal are in charge of taking care of the land in a delicate balance between life and death. Xerneas' power can also be used to power up machines such as the ultimate weapon. Its light energy can convert evolution stones into megastones when directed through the ultimate weapon. It can also absorb the energy around itself to strengthen itself through rainbow-colored lights. According to research done by Mabel, Xerneas' ability to affect life is mysterious to the point that not even science could successfully solve it. The relationship between Xerneas and Yveltal can vary between different canons, with the Pokemon Adventures manga depicting it as antagonistic, and the Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction movie depicting it as cooperative. As seen in Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction, if it exhausts too much life energy, it transforms into a tree and sleeps for 1,000 years. Xerneas' dormant form, the Tree of Life, it was also shown capable of calming Yveltal should it get enraged. Xerneas has the power to revive those who have been petrified by Yveltal. However, as seen in the legend of X, Y, and Z, it couldn't undo Ayla's case for unknown reasons. As shown in the Pokemon Adventures manga and in Pokemon the series, Xerneas can speak human language through telepathy. In Sylveon and Chance, Xerneas was shown making plants grow by simply touching them. It has been referred to as the one who gives due to its ability to give life. In Pokemon Adventures and in Pokemon the series, it has been referred to as X. Xerneas is the only Pokemon capable of learning the move Geomancy prior to Gen 9. It was also the only known Pokemon that could have Fairy Aura as an ability. Concept art of Xerneas for Pokemon X and Y. Forms. Xerneas has two forms, active mode and neutral mode. Active mode and active mode. Its markings, antlers, and trim on its legs are pale gold. Its antlers have branches and bumps in many colors, and there are multicolored spots on its back. Xerneas assumes this mode during battle or when using its power. Xerneas is at full power when in active mode. Neutral mode and neutral mode, its markings and antlers are instead pale blue, and the embellishments on its antlers and spots on its back are a darker blue. Xerneas assumes neutral mode when not battling and traveling. This remains until it needs to use active mode. Neutral mode, active mode. Game data, NPC appearances. Spoiler warning, this article may contain major plot or ending details. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Xerneas is the embodiment of the Tree of Life, first appearing after dark matter has been stopped near the end of the main game. After the epilogue story has been completed, the player can visit Xerneas at the Tree of Life to evolve a Pokemon of their choosing. New Pokemon Snap. Xerneas is one of the Illumina Pokemon, a group of Pokemon saved the region from a meteorite 2,000 years ago. It is also believed to be the originator of the Illumina phenomenon and the very first Illumina Pokemon. It resides in the Oris Island Lumina spot. Spoilers end here. Pokedex entries in Gen 6 X. Legends say it can share eternal life. It slept for 1,000 years in the form of a tree before its revival. Why? When the horns on its head shine in 7 colors, it is said to be sharing everlasting life. Omega Ruby's X's entry, Alpha Sapphire's Y's entry. The Gen 9 entry is Y and Alpha Sapphire's entry. Game locations. Side game locations. And events. Held items and events. It can have the gold bottle cap 100% of the time. Stats, base stats, HP 126, attack 131, defense 95, special attack 131, special defense 98, speed 99 for a total of 680. Type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, flying, ground, rock, ghost, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, and fairy. Weak to poison and steel for double, immune to dragon. Resistant to fighting, bug, and dark hull for half. Notes: if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of dragon-type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. Learns set by leveling up. At 1, it learns Tackle, which boosts at 10. At 5, it learns Light Screen, which boosts at 8. At 20, it learns Night Slash, which boosts at 23. At 35, it learns Horn Leech, which boosts at 38. At 50, it learns Takedown, which boosts at 53. At 55, it learns Geomancy, which boosts at 58. At 60, it learns Moonblast, which boosts at 63. At 70, it learns Megahorn, which boosts at 73. At 75, it learns Close Combat, which boosts at 78. At 80, it learns Outrage, which boosts at 84. And at 85, it learns Giga Impact, which boosts at 88. By TM003 Psyshock, 6 Calm Mind, 8 Thunder Wave, 12 Rock Slide, 16 Light Screen, 17 Protect, 20 Play Rough, 27 Swift, 31 Reflect, 33 Body Slam, 34 Night Slash, 35 Endure, 44 Hyper Beam, 55 Giga Impact, 59 Zen Headbutt, 63 Psychic, 67 Thunderbolt, 71 Hyper Voice, 84 Flash Cannon, 85 Substitute, 92 Dazzling Gleam, 93 Outrage, 102 Focus Blast, 106 Thunder, 107 Close Combat, 109 Facade, 115 Trailblaze, 117 Silver Wind, 128 Z-Bomb, 151 Petal Dance, and 152 Solar Blade. Side game data, you got all this. New Pokemon Snap in the Photodex entry. I believe the Xerneas we saw in the ruins was the very first Illumina Pokemon. It's been about 2,000 years since it went to sleep after protecting Lental. Do you think it will ever fully reawaken? Form data, Xerneas has 2 forms, Neutral Mode and Active Mode. There's no gameplay difference between them. Xerneas appears in Active Mode in battles and Pokemon Contest Spectaculars, as well as its summary screen in the mobile version of Pokemon Home, and appears in Neutral Mode in other situations, such as in cutscenes, the party, and summary screens, the Pokemon Storage System, Pokemon Amy, Pokemon Refresh, Pokemon Camp, and as a walking Pokemon. According to the Pokedex, Xerneas shares everlasting life while it is in active mode. In Pokemon Let's ZA and Pokemon Go, Xerneas does not have distinct forms programmed in. Instead, it assumes the appearance of its active mode in Battle, Go, / during its attacking animation ZA. In a similar manner to other form-like transformations, it appears to be in neutral mode otherwise. Xerneas' horns and some highlights on its fur are light blue in neutral mode and light gold in active mode. In active mode, it grows protrusions on its horns, and the spots on its back light up in several different colors. Outside of battle, neutral mode Xerneas. In battles or contests, active mode Xerneas. Evolution data is just Xerneas sprites, so you got the model in active mode, and in neutral mode, shiny, so shiny. Main difference is the body is this lighter blue and a white. And for neutral mode, it turns these from light blue to dark blue, and this also, of course, is lighter blue, and this is, of course, white again, and also dark blue for the legs. And at 7, not really much changes. In Gen 8, you get the much better models. Homes, you get these models. Animation, Xerneas in its active mode in Pokemon the series XY. Xerneas Movie 17 is the big one. This. Xerneas in its neutral mode in Pokemon the series XY. This. Gotcha. Pokemon Evolutions. Xerneas in Pokemon Evolutions. In the manga, Xerneas in neutral mode in Pokemon Adventures. Xerneas in active mode in Pokemon Adventures. You can see it's all in color. And all this. In the TCG, other appearances, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS / Wii U. Xerneas appears as a Pokeball Pokemon. In the 3DS version, it is unlocked after playing Target Blast at least once, while in the Wii U version, it is unlocked by breaking at least 200 blocks in a solo game of Trophy Rush as Pikachu. When released, it uses Geomancy to energize nearby fighters, giving their attacks stronger knockback for a time, or giving them stronger defense. Xerneas also appears as a trophy in both versions of the game. Xerneas in Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. Xerneas in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Xerneas Trophy in Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. Trophy information. In the North American version, the horns on Xerneas' head give this fairy-type Pokemon the power to bestow eternal life. It emanates energy with a move called Geomancy that causes all the fighters to glow. As pretty as it is, this makes everyone more easily launchable. Know when to take advantage and when to lay low. In the PAL version, the horns on Xerneas' head give this Pokemon the power to bestow eternal life. When summoned in a match, energy will emanate from it and make all fighters glow. Pretty it may be, but this Geomancy move makes everyone much easier to launch. Knowing that, will you take advantage of the situation, or try to stay out of the way? Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Xerneas returns as a Pokeball summon, but it seems to only affect the summoner, who is turned golden. It also appears as a spirit. Trivia, Xerneas has the same stat distribution as Yveltal. Xerneas has several unique distinctions. It is the only single-type legendary Pokemon introduced in Gen 6, not counting Primal Kyogre. It is the only game mascot whose signature move is a status move. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, if it is in Pokemon Camp,
it will not play with the Poketoy when the player shakes it, instead reacting negatively to it. It is the only Pokemon with this trait. As of Pokemon Champions, it is the only legendary Pokemon introduced in Gen 6 to have a former signature ability, since Mega Floette can now have Fairy Aura as an ability. When a shiny Xerneas is obtained by event, its model on the mystery gift screen is incomplete. It appears in its active mode, except the multicolored additions to its horns are either missing or the same blue color as on its neck. Xerneas is tied with Galarian Weezing as the tallest Fairy-type Pokemon, excluding Arceus' Fairy-type form. In Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Xerneas' neutral mode has no special animations that play in the Hoenn Pokedex. However, it plays active mode's attack animations if tapped in the summary screen. I read the 6th point in the Kyurem video. Xerneas, along with Yveltal, are the only game mascots to be unobtainable through transferring in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Concept and development, Xerneas, along with Yveltal, was designed by Ken Sugimori and Yusuke Omura. The initial designs of the two legendary Pokemon were started by Sugimori, but he encountered artist's block. For the first time, he handed the work over to another designer, Omura, who furthered the designs, after which Sugimori returned to finish them. Origin Xerneas was designed so that its silhouette resembles the letter X, and by extension, possibly the saltire symbol in heraldry, or the X mark. Appearance-wise, Xerneas resembles a cervid, more specifically the extinct Eucladoceros. Xerneas may also be based on Eikthyr and the four stags Dain, Dvalin, Dunir, and Duathror of Norse mythology. Eikthyr resides in Valhalla, eating the foliage of Leiradr with glowing horns that drip with dew. According to the poetic Edda, the four stags resided in the trunk of the world tree Yggdrasil, and ate branches and fresh shoots. Alternately, Xerneas may also be based on Xerneas of Celtic mythology, a life-giving deity known as the Horned God and associated with antlers. Name origin, Xerneas begins with the letter X. It may be derived from Cervus, Latin for deer, Xerneas, a horned Celtic god, Serenian hind, and a Sioux earth. Now the languages for neutral mode and active mode, related articles, references, external links to the legendary Pokemon. So there's 3 of them. And the Illumina Pokemon. And the Smash Bros. Series. Let's move on.
Now let's watch the first scene in the anime featuring Xerneas.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching the short Diancie, Princess of the Diamond Domain. In this short, we're towards the end of the short, the narrator is explaining that Diancie and her carving servants are continuing their journey to find Xerneas.
Loyal Carbink subjects again set off on their journey in search of Xerneas. But that's another story for another time.
And that is Xerneas' first scene in the anime. Let's move on.
Now let's see why other people love Xerneas. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on a single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. This is Xerneas by Dark Indigo. So you've got this nice image of active mode Xerneas here, floating above this tree. And it looks like maybe like some old dilapidated buildings as well. Very well done.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I'll be streaming tonight at 6 p.m. CET, Central Daylight Time. We'll be trying to get Beldum and Camerupt, catch Rayquaza, and Deoxys, Evolve, Seadra into Kingdra, Porygon all the way to Porygon Z, Beldum all the way to Metagross, and Omega Ruby's Clamperl into Gorobus, and Mega Evolve, Camerupt, Salaman's Metagross, and Rayquaza. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Yveltal. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.
Welcome to the end screen. Instead of playing music, I wanted to take this opportunity to ask, what's your birth date, Pokemon? Let me know in the comments below. I've linked the current version of the PYC dates document in the description. Sorry anyone who was born before February 27th, 1996. You don't have a birth date, Pokemon. Maybe instead you can choose a Pokemon that corresponds to one of your birthdays. That's it. Bye!